I want to revisit one of our favorite games on the jump. Something, nothing, or everything. First off, the Sixers lost their sixth straight road game last night when they were out without Joel Embiid. I'm going to get my act back together, I promise, by the end of this segment. It's been a trend all season. Sixers are 18-2 at home, 7-14 on the road, though, this season. So, Mac, are the 6 straight road losses something, nothing, or?
Oh, this is something. This was my concern about this team, right? If you have a hampered Joel Embiid who's going to miss some time, or we don't know how his health is going to hold up, who's going to take over for this club, right? Like, I look around on this roster, who is going to be that guy? Ben Simmons is a great talent, but
Ben Simmons is getting a lot of money. Tobias Harris is getting a max money.
These are not guys that you can go to and say, take me there without Joel Embiid. They're not those type of guys.
Well, that's a problem.
No,
it is a problem.
I'm going to disagree with you on this, Tracy. I'm going to say this is everything, because guess what? When Embiid was there, they're 7-12, right? They lost the last 2 games on the road without him, but it's not like they were killing people on the road when he was there. This has been a team issue all season long. They are elite at home, and that's going to be great when it comes to the playoffs for home court advantage, unless you don't have home court advantage. If you're going to go on the road and get slapped around, that 18-2 or whatever they end up having at the end of the year isn't going to come in handy. And so this is huge for them. They have to address this and figure out a way to get better and make shots, because one of the things they really struggle at is making shots on the road from 3-point range.
Look, we've got less than a month until the trade deadline. I keep hearing from people in Philly, well, this team has just got to figure out how to play together and who they are. I think they have to figure something out that involves a move, no?
And the words of the great Philadelphian Apollo Creed, there is no tomorrow. You can't be like, we'll figure it out. No. You see all of these teams gearing up saying, this is our window right now. This is our chance. You got to go for it. If Marcus Morris is available, I'm Philly. I'm very aggressive with going after him.
Interesting. All right, I want to get to Anthony Davis after suffering that hard fall last week. Davis has missed 3 straight games. Now, they all were Laker wins. Do we think the fact that he is kind of taking it a little slower with this? It just hurts watching that. Every time I see that, it hurts. Do you have any concerns that he is actually, because we weren't sure if he was going to just come right back, and instead he's missed 3 straight. Right. Are you something, nothing, or everything he's been out?
Something. It's funny. You talk about his injury history. It's not like he's got a bad knee that keeps acting up. He's just one of those guys that he falls wrong.
Butt bone bruise.
Yeah, like just different injuries all the time. So I'm not concerned from that standpoint, but I am concerned. I did talk early in the season about, man, they're playing those guys minutes, and they are playing hard, him and LeBron. And so how can the Lakers figure out a way to not depend on those 2 guys as much? And the other part of it is, and it's a reminder to me, that LeBron plus AD is excellent. LeBron and no AD, still pretty good. AD and no LeBron, that one is kind of ugly. And so, as we're talking about AD, we also have to think about how can we preserve LeBron.
Initially, I thought this was nothing, and I'm going to say I thought it was nothing because I don't think anything structure is wrong with him. Right? I'm going to say it's something, and the reason I'm saying it's something because the first half of their schedule is pretty easy, right? I mean, it's pretty easy for them. It's lighter. The second half is going to be a little bit challenging and tougher for them in terms of the travel and the teams that they're playing. So it's actually good that he's getting this rest right there.
Well, that to me why it's nothing, because I don't think it has as much to do with the injury itself. If this were a playoff series, I'm sure we would have seen him on the court last night. But it is an opportunity to get his legs a little rest, not to try to do anything. And also, while look, a bruised butt is not something that is going to lead in and of itself to a worse injury, there are compensation issues, right? When you are trying to go up and down the court, maybe you're putting a little bit more leaning on one side or the other because you're trying to give yourself a little relief, and then maybe you could get a more serious injury. So clearly the Lakers are doing just fine, and getting to see some of those other pieces step up has been good for them as well. All right, last but not least, let's go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The second-year player dropped 20, and 10 in a win over the Timberwolves last night, became the youngest player ever with a 20-rebound triple-double, and here was his reaction after the game.
Shai, your first career triple-double, but 20 rebounds? What's going on with that?
Honestly, BK challenged me before the game.
20, and 10? That's so tough, bro.
Trying to catch rush, to be honest.
Oh, my God.
20, next, you know what I'm saying? If we want to get a lead and come out here with a win.
20 is so tough.
That's phenomenal.
That is very impressive.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, 20 boards.
20 boards as a point guard.
That is very impressive. And
Russell Westbrook is not on that team anymore.
And that's why this is everything to me. I'm not that he's not on the team. I'm shocked that Russ never did this at a younger age. 20, 20, and 10.
You know, the record he broke, the previous youngest guy, was Shaq.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's how long it's been.
That's how you know, like, you're doing something that's on another level. The other two guys on this list.
That's everything.
Centers.
I mean,
Centers.
my goodness, man.
You know, this is the reason why the Clippers said if there was anything about that Paul George trade that they
stuck with them.
It wasn't the picks. They give 100 picks for Paul George. But having to give up on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander really hurt them. At the same time, I guess I should say I said something.
Yes.
At the same time, while I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander probably at first was disappointed about being sent away from the Clippers, you know, it's a team that's going to go compete for a championship.
Right.
This might have been the best thing to happen in his career because now he's getting a PhD in point guard play from Chris Paul.
The mentorship that Chris Paul has given him, people around the team cannot stop raving about the way he has taken this young man under his
Chris Paul
wing.
needs to have a rollie or something in his locker room.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Shea. Because he is getting A1 teaching from one of the best to ever do it.
He just skipped like 3 grades.
Yeah.
He's gone straight on.
For real.
Yes, but apparently he's got 20-20-20 in his sights, so we'll be looking out for that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.